This is what London looks like 5 o'clock in the morning. Welcome to this episode of ZEDMO TV, and welcome to the River Thames. As the first thing people think of London, the Elizabeth Tower was originally built in 1859. The tower we see today is covered in limestone that was chosen for its carving potential and the beautiful sandy gold hue as sunlight splashes onto the structure. We're almost there to Buckingham Palace. Normally, when you visit Buckingham Palace late in the afternoon, you will see crowds gathered at the statue or at the gate of the palace. But early in the morning, there is essentially no one. And that gives me the opportunity to gather exceptional shots like this one. It is quite cold in the morning, so if you plan to come in early, be aware of that. A avocado cheesy omelet roll. We're now here at St. Paul's Cathedral, the famous stone building here in central London. You can get a ticket to visit inside in the afternoon, but since we came here early in the morning, we'll just have to stay outside this time. The designer of St. Paul's Cathedral used a special method when it came to the dome. The inner and outer domes are what we see with our eyes from the inside and outside. But between them, there's a hidden brick cone that does all the work to support the massive 550-ton stone lantern at the very top. Before we end this morning's journey at the River Thames, I would like to pay a visit to the world's most famous markets. Welcome to Borough Market, a market built beneath an active railway and protected by hundreds of green steel beams. The famous market hosts 100 vendors selling unprocessed produce, pastries, cheese, and other freshly made British, European, and Asian foods. Today, I decided to give a shot at the viral creme brulee donut that has been driving influencers crazy on the internet. Alright, I stayed in line for about 10 minutes to get this creme brulee donut, and on top it's coated with sugar. You could see the filling inside. At the center, it's a vanilla custard. It's definitely not as sweet as I thought. I've had a lot of American donuts. This is very different from the traditional donuts that you would think of in America. I quite like this. Definitely not healthy, but definitely worth it. Flatiron at Southbank serves its classic steak for £15. Dipping it in the peppercorn sauce adds more spice and winey flavor to an already silky and beefy steak.
No problem, mate. Let me count it out for you.
That was an interesting incident with the pepper mill, and the new one works just fine. The bone marrow mash, on the other hand, is buttery and melts in the mouth instantly, and explodes with the amazing taste of marrow fat. The entire meal costs about £20 and was indeed a lovely experience. I am here currently at Trafalgar Square, and behind us is the National Gallery, which is the home to thousands of famous paintings here in Western Europe, and it is also ranked as one of the must-visits in London. The National Gallery welcomed its first guests in 1824, and 200 years later, it is the home of countless paintings from the Renaissance, Baroque, Impressionists, and modern eras. Interestingly, the deep red and dark green walls that you see behind those paintings were designed to hide the soot and grime of Victorian London, as London was incredibly soupy with coal smoke and smog. Join me for an afternoon tea experience at Kensington Palace. From bottom to top, we have sandwiches, scones with clotted cream and jam, cute little sweets, and tea. From the beginning, the curry chicken roll grabbed my attention. Its bold curry flavor really stood out from the traditional cold sandwiches. Moving on to scones, the classic way to eat is to break the scone into 2 pieces and spread clotted cream and jam on top. The smaller cakes are especially sweet and not to my liking, but I have made the only exception for the chocolate tart for its strong cocoa bitterness flavor paired with nuts on top. A visit to the British Museum concludes our trip. The museum has roughly 8 million objects, but only 80,000 objects are on display at any given time. The rest are tucked in storage room or loaned to other museums. These artifacts range from fabric, tools, clothes, china, ceramics, jade, vases, bowls, statues, symbolic artworks, and even a library. From as early as humans learned how to craft to the modern days. Words could not describe the scale of the collection, and I don't believe I could see them all in my lifetime. And that marks the end of our time here in London. And as always, I'll see you in the next one.